up, guys? Got another video for you here. Today I finally finished my Patch Fest. I didn't even mention that I was redoing it, but I decided to redo the entire vest because I am just trying to make a good vest to wear to shows and stuff like that. I don't really wear this thing out and about because I don't want to really have conversations with strangers if I don't have to. Especially because you seldom find actual metalheads where I live. Now, if I was going to walk into the grocery store, homeboy sees, one of my patches, and he's like, hey, I also really enjoy black metal. That would be sick. But, the only thing anybody on there is going to recognize is, like, a one or two, maybe even three big name bands that are on there, and I just don't feel like having that conversation. But, whatever. That's a stupid rant. We're listening to Ezurate, Chicago black metal. One of the greatest bands, one of the greatest photos ever. Yeah, they're goofy per usual. Featuring members of like Evil Incarnate and other members of the Chicago scene. Really cool stuff. I really like the aesthetics. Big fan of this album cover. I am a sucker for anything with werewolves, and I promise you that is always the case. So, yeah, Ezurate. So I'm starting up front. Basically how I have it organized is my favorite stuff is up front, but obviously that is absolutely no kind of discrimination against the stuff in the back because some of my favorite bands are also on the back. Especially back patches, obviously. Who doesn't get their favorite stuff on back patch? Anyway, first thing, the Chashwin logo patch here. Gray logo patch. I probably picked it up off the Bandcamp at some point, or maybe off the Binderoon web store. Top shelf, folky black metal with some native themes. Big fan. I'm pretty sure that they are working on a new album, if not putting it out this year. I don't remember. I've really been slacking, and I just recently found out Panopticon put out a new release. I work 7 days a week, so like I'm a little out of the loop. But yeah, the Chashwin's top shelf. Enslaved logo patch. My favorite Enslaved logo. One of my favorite black metal bands ever. All those proggy elements make it really fun, and that early theme of like the Viking style. I'm a full-on nerd for that kind of stuff. So yeah, Enslaved. Next, Norwegian classic again. Dark Throne logo patch. Always got to be right up front with the Dark Throne. That's a conversation I'm willing to have for sure. Well, hopefully that didn't screw up the lighting too much. I put up some pillows here in order to lessen the glare. Titty Pocket flap consists of Blind Guardian patch that I got free at FYE, Obituary logo pin, and a Titan Blood enamel pin. You guys know Obituary, but Titan Blood is a Spanish kind of Black Death, exactly what you would call war metal band, featuring the ex-members of Proclamation. Yeah, cool stuff. Next, the Hellhammer Triumph of Death cover patch. Huge fan of that one. It's not my favorite of the Hellhammer releases, but it is indeed the coolest album cover. Next to that will be the Hellstar logo patch. Hellstar is like a speed metal, power metal, kind of thrash metal band from, I think, DC. Really overlooked band. Huge fan. Dissection Storm of the Light's Bane patch. It's a classic Dissection record. That Scream was awesome. That was super Abbott. Yeah, Dissection Storm of the Light's Bane patch. It's like, you gotta have it. I mean, how do you argue with it? Ever. Next to that will be the Falls of Raros patch. Logo patch. I picked it up when I saw them live. It's one of those nasty canvas patches with the print on it. But nonetheless, I'm a big fan, and I'm glad to have it. One of my newer favorite bands ever, Falkenbach, with their logo. Beautiful logo. One of the coolest logos in black metal, I think. Falkenbach's just one of those bands that really pulls off that kind of Viking style with some really cool atmospheric qualities. Helloween's Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1. Album cover, textile patch, probably from Hell's Headbangers, I think. Goat Moon logo patch. Great one, man. It's a great folky black metal from Finland. You guys have all heard it. Next to that is Grim Reaper's See You in Hell album cover. Classic new wave of British heavy metal. Then Bekäth Nexumu. Swedish kind of ambient black metal. Kind of a pain in the butt to get a hold of if you don't want to be spending more than full price for CDs, but top shelf nonetheless. Over here is going to be a Pseudogod coffin patch with the little sigil. I would have preferred their actual logo, but I could not find one when I was looking for the patch, and since I already had it, I put it on the vest. Right there, Iron Maiden's The Trooper single cover. I almost didn't put that on there, but then I was like, why would I not put some Iron Maiden on the vest? It's very important, I think. And being such a nerd for power metal, that is the first power metal band, bar none. Next to that, Streborg logo patch came with the Procession of Lost Souls special edition CD that I purchased however long ago at this point. And next to that will be Danzig logo skull patch. Very cool. You guys have all heard some Danzig. Before I get to the back, I'll go through this section over here. Bluthaus Nord, French black metal, kind of atmospheric, avant-garde. They switch it up every album, but the album Hallucinogens I was listening to yesterday, and it's really cool. It really hits the spot when I'm in that kind of weird atmosphere kind of, mood. Hate Eternal patch that came with that. I forgot what the album's called, but I think it came out in 2015. I also have a flag for it. It came with that little box Season of Mist does. And under that will be a Watain patch. Like I said, I am a sucker for anything involving werewolves, and Watain throws that on there. I was listening to Rabid Death's Curse in the car today. Even though it's hot out, I just was in the mood for some angry black metal. And right under that is Black Legion Spirit by Vlad Tepes. Man, I don't listen to that kind of really raw black metal all the time because the majority of my listening habit is in the car, and I just don't have the hankering to, be driving down the road. It's sunny with the windows down, wind blowing at you, and you got a blender with a dude screaming going on. So that's really not car driving music, but I do love some raw black metal. When I'm at home, I get to chill, I get to sit there and actually listen to it. When I'm in the car, I want to hear something I'm going to jam to, You're not going to go like this all the time to some Vlad Tepes, but nonetheless, it doesn't take away anything from it. It's really awesome band. Speaking of awesome bands, other side, Summoning logo patch, one of the greatest bands of all time. Not even something to be disputed. Next to that will be this Severed Survival Autopsy circle patch of the censored cover art. It's all woven too, which is extra cool. Here, let me see if you guys can get a good view of that guy there. Yeah, thankful for that HD camera nowadays. Right above there will be a Druk logo patch, Ukrainian black metal legends. Titty Pocket Flap on this side, Agalok logo, Sepultura logo, and Gate Creeper logo enamel pins. Had to fill in one way or another, and why not with the Sepultura logo? How do you go wrong with it? Right under that, Isengard logo patch. Got this when Lonnie did one of his giveaways, Classy Metal, YouTube legend. Moonblood logo patch with the We Rule the Night. Panopticon logo patch came with the vinyl reissue of Kentucky. Love it. How do you not? More atmospheric black metal. Wolves in the Throne Room. Woo! You guys have all heard Wolves in the Throne Room. What is there to say? Necrophobic, underrated band, for certain. Necrophobic's like a Black Death band from Sweden, but like in the Dissection vein, with a little bit more of a death metal tinge. Dissection leans more towards the black metal of Black Death. They lean more towards the death metal, you know, like Entombed with Blackened Elements in its top shelf. Dark Side, the first couple records, amazing. Next to that, some Tokyo Blade. Tokyo Blade's new album, stupid word, new wave of British heavy metal band. Love the logo, love the band. I've really gotten into that style as of the past couple of years, so I'm going to stick with it. Sorcerer de Glace, logo, SDG, Snowlands reissue, patch, real sick. Came with the Snowlands reissue that Sean put out a couple of years ago. Havoc logo patch. One of my buddies went and saw them, and I didn't get to go, and he picked up the patch for me. Threw it on the best. How do you not? Great band. I was listening to Unnatural Selection like a week or two ago, and I was just like, man, I need to listen to this more often. Next to that, Jungle Rot, Order Shall Prevail patch. Kenosha, death metal, some thrashy leanings. Really cool band. Next to there, Suffocation, Human Waste EP cover. One of the greatest death metal bands ever. Huge fan. It's one of those bands that I can listen to quite literally any point of any day, and I'm going to be like, yes. Under that, the Crom. I believe he's from Massachusetts. Kind of it's a one-man project, kind of DSBM, definitely some old school black metal. Hypothermia, Swedish DSBM with some post-rocky tinges. I think they've pretty much transitioned into pretty much only a post-rock band at this point. I haven't kept up as much lately, to be honest with you entirely. And yes, the pocket still fits and works, obviously. I have this next patch hanging over, Nort logo patch hanging over, which is kind of obnoxious, but I had to fill in the space. Megadeth Peace Cells patch, really thick, also kind of a space filler because Megadeth is definitely not one of my favorite bands. So they would not normally be on the front. But Cannibal Corpse, new logo patch. Got it when I saw them at probably Summer Slaughter. I've seen them several times, so I don't even remember anymore. Ford of Rain and of Rain and Dirt is their demo, his demo. But that is his logo patch. I also got that from Lonnie's giveaway that I somehow managed to win. Next to that old boy will be Alcest logo patch. Great, kind of French, post-rocky. I guess they get lumped in nowadays with the hipster black metal bands, which I definitely could understand because they got a shoegazy quality, but they're a great band. Mayhem De Mysterious patch. Got it when I saw them. Got the white one on here just to add a little color. This kind of a battle vest, I think, needs the color. I don't like to use the word battle vest, but you know, whatever. And next to that, or under that, will be an Amon Amarth patch. People hate on Amon Amarth for being mainstream. You are so beyond wrong for hating on Amon Amarth. Some of that, first off, beyond the stuff of like Deceiver of the Gods and before, is some of the catchiest, awesome death metal I could think of off the top of my head. It's awesome. It's so fun. I've seen them live. They throw down. They're one of the most fun death metal bands to see live. Come on now. You can't hate on Amon Amarth. Next, Revenge. Behold Total Rejection patch came with the CD special edition that came out when the CD dropped in 2015, 2016-ish. So here's the front. Looks pretty good, I think. I like it. I'm a very organized vest type person. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. Now to the back. So on the side here, I have Bathory shield patch, it's the GOAT logo. You gotta have this one. I was watching Wyatt X Sim's vest video from however long ago, and it's that maroon vest video if you guys have ever seen it. Apparently, we have a bunch of we have the same taste in patches because we got the same stuff. But yeah, Bathory, critical. Ulver logo patch, Norwegian classic black metal. One of the greatest folk records ever is that third record of theirs. It's just such a good record. Right under that would be Immolation logo patch. Also classic old school New York death metal. How do you explain them, man? Absu. I was on the Metal Archives the other day. I didn't know Absu broke up. I was looking at Absu's page. I saw they broke up last year. Where was I? That's depressing. Black thrash at some of its finest. Fun fact, my band on the Metal Archives, that's our most similar band. So if you like Absu, check out Apotheosis, Cursed Vengeful Eternity. Shameless plug. Next, Ace of Spades, Motorhead. Come on now. Give it up to the greats. Next to that will be Woman is the Earth patch. It's one of those nasty canvas patches, so I had to sew it on with a bunch of other patches to keep it from fraying. Yeah, Atmospheric Black Metal, saw them with Panopticon, Falls Auroros, Alda. What a show that was, man. I didn't get to pick up any Alda gear while I was there either, which I'm super depressed about because that is just, it's a great band, and like, Tahoma is something that like regularly pops into my mind. I don't even listen to it that often. Tahoma is such a great album. I'm going to listen to that probably at the gym later. Dismember. Great Swedish death metal. Gorgoroth, Norwegian Legends. More Norwegian Legends being Satyricon. This patch is kind of falling apart, so it's stuck on there pretty good. And under that will be Dustbolt. German kind of new school thrash. Definitely a great band to get into if you like that Havoc style, all that kind of good stuff. On the other side, Drowning the Light. Awesome patch with some awesome woven Asgore action. Big fan of some Drowning the Light action. I was listening to the album from 2017, which is not saying much. It's the one with that something about lycanthropy song. It's the one where he's where Asgore's doing his vocals and he has that wolf howl in the background. Top shelf. I love the melancholy that Drowning the Light really brings into their kind of, his kind of really nasty raw black metal. Great stuff. Under that Emperor logo patch, how do you argue with some Emperor? That early stuff, it's top shelf. Yeah, all this stuff's kind of early. Graveland logo patch. Favorite Graveland logo by far. Rob Darkin is a musical genius. Lord Wind, straight up Graveland. All that kind of stuff is so good. New Graveland's really good. I've been on a huge Bathory kick, and this is, you know, kind of a band that kind of takes from that Viking era and adds a little bit more black metal back into it. You know, like a little more Bloodfire Deathy, but still keeps the epicness of like Blood on Ice and Twilight of the Gods and Hammerheart and all that kind of good stuff. Under that would be a Zastler logo. Top shelf band. California based. I think they're in Colorado now and maybe moved back to California. I don't know. Inquisition Shield patch came with that box set of that album cover of that album that is far too long for me to remember. I don't listen to all that much Inquisition. I do like them. I have a couple of their CDs. But it doesn't make itself on the player very often. Hammerfall does make it on the player pretty often, just not as much lately, it seems like. Great power metal, Swedish. I heard they have quite the ego. I could not care less. So Aura Noir patch right here. Some awesome Norwegian black thrash featuring what's his name from Immortal, the guy who was playing bass when Abath was playing guitar. Can't think of his name. Under that, more Norwegian Legends, Burzum, or Burzum if you're a normal person and not named Varg. Classic, gotta have it. Under that, it'd be the Amorphous patch. Nice yellow color. Their usual stuff, their aesthetic's usually all like blue and stuff, but they didn't have blue. So I got this yellow one, and I kind of wanted the blue one. I definitely didn't want a red one because I hate how red and yellow look together. And it was right over this Christian patch. Christian is Brazilian death metal at its apex, basically. Brazilian death metal legends. I know they describe themselves as, hey, Slayer does thrash beats all the time, so we're going to do blast beats. And I respect that. Right above here, Carcass, logo patch. How do you not have some Carcass on your vest? I'm about some Necroticism. That's my favorite Carcass release by far. And yeah, so that album alone earned them a spot on the vest. Right up under there, a fresh patch right in the middle here. Testament logo patch right over the top. I was really hoping this would be like a little bit longer and not as long. But nonetheless, I am an enormous fan of Testament. They're my favorite old school thrash metal band. Them and Lost Society, I would say, are my top two. And it's just some of the greatest thrash metal to ever be written. Some of the catchiest tunes ever. I know some people say they got soft, especially when like Souls of Black and the Ritual started coming out. I see where you're coming from. Nonetheless, still top shelf. The big old boy back patch. Chainsaw Dismemberment. One of the greatest death metal albums of all time. Vile, absolutely vile back patch. And completely necessary. Right below there is a Behemoth logo patch. One of my favorite bands of all time, especially in the extreme metal category. They got to be represented. Next, under there is Hate Forest logo patch from their newer era, not being the demos, because this is a lot cooler of a logo than that stupid one that they have. And right next to that is Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot's like from Aurora, stripped down, raw black metal, raw-ish, not super raw, got a little bit of melody, but definitely a little heavier on the grimness. So I'm going to show you the back here, after I straighten this bad boy out here. See, that's the full back. I like it a lot. Looks real good, turned out well, nice and filled up, and I'll show you a review of the front one more time. Yeah, it's everything I wanted it to be now, so I'm very glad to have this. This is necessary show gear. You carry CDs in the inside pockets. You can easily fit 4 or 5 of them. And if you spend more than that at the show, you'll probably get it back. So, appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to tag me in your patch videos, in your Patch Fest videos, because I will watch them more than likely, and I love this kind of stuff. So keep it greasy, guys. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.